Hey everyone, Van Jeezy back here with another episode of Getting Cheesy with Van Jeezy. Say what up.
What up?
This is the gossip section where usually we talk about just crazy shit that happens in the NFL, but this isn't really like gossip. It's more like I, I don't know.
This is what
It's just
I
mm,
this is
mm,
an internal drama that's playing out for the Minnesota Vikings. That's how I would just
drama. To be fair, that team is kind of falling apart. They got rid of basically their entire defense,
this is
and
I mean
now Dalvin Cook is holding out for what he can for what he said wants to be a reasonable deal.
so I mean this we're
And if
I'm
I'm gonna
saying
be honest, if I'm gonna be honest, all these deals are unreasonable. They're
yeah, but
making bajillions of dollars to play a game. That's unreasonable.
I mean you just gotta pay what's equitable to the players. I mean the league I won't ever point to the player and say you're making too much for this league because the league is making so much money. You can't
Not
pay
right
these
now.
guys what?
Not right now.
Get the fuck
I
out.
wonder if the salary cap is going to decrease next year to recoup some of the lost costs from coronavirus.
We don't actually know that to be true.
I said I wonder.
No, I'm saying we don't know that they're actually going to lose a bunch
Come
of
on.
money.
Come on.
We don't. We just don't know that yet. I mean, I would not be surprised. It seems very likely.
Everybody everywhere is losing money except for toilet paper companies and like
Bike shops are doing fine.
DoorDash is doing fine.
Even DoorDash is not doing like great. They're only doing fine.
Whatever. Anyways, Dalvin Cook wants to hold out for Christian McCaffrey money, and if you
Hold
remember,
on.
Christian McCaffrey money is the most lucrative deal in running back history. It was 4 years, $64 million. In case
So that
you've forgotten, that's 16 million a year.
so I read
That's
uh
$1 million per game.
what I heard is Dalvin Cook thinks
Per game.
he should be on par with David Johnson, who just got traded from the Cardinals. Um, David Johnson headed off to Houston. He's making 13 million per year. Cook right now, 1 year left, has a 1.3 million dollars, uh, you know, price tag on that season for what he's got left.
Is
He
he on
wants
his
something.
rookie contract still?
I think so.
Is
He's
it how
got
long
to
has he been
be.
playing? He's been playing for definitely a rookie contract still.
Yeah, he's a young
Yeah.
guy. I mean,
Okay, so I
he's
don't really begrudge any rookie for trying to go out and get money while they're good, especially running backs because like their careers are so short. But
yeah.
the question really is, remove yourself as a Packers fan because Dalvin Cook runs all over us. Is Dalvin Cook equal to David Johnson or CMC?
I mean, things you got to remember about Dalvin Cook. He is the number two all time franchise running back for touchdowns in a season for Vikings.
Really?
Only Adrian Peterson has
Okay,
out
well,
touchdowned him in a single season.
wow, that's not
Uh,
fair.
and obviously Adrian Peterson in his prime, a freak of nature. I mean,
No joke, dude. He almost broke the single season rushing record against us. He was in the last game of the season. He was 6 yards short. He ran for like 250 yards that game. Hmm.
I mean, I think
And he's still playing.
like I mean, you look at somebody like Dalvin Cook, and I think, I definitely put him in the same discussion as Christian McCaffrey. I don't think I don't I don't think Dalvin Cook is not a first tier running back. He is a top tier running back in my opinion.
But the difference is,
I mean,
are
in a given
we talking running back or like Christian McCaffrey is the entire Panthers offense, running, catching, everything?
yeah, I mean
So
Christian McCaffrey is a dynamic back, and I felt sometimes like Aaron Jones over in Green Bay was for us was the similar thing. He was our at certain times our whole offense, but Dalvin Cook
and
is
no
a
one talks about him in top tier running backs. Just saying.
Aaron Jones he's right on the cusp. I think depending on how his year comes this year, I think he
Come
could be in that discussion.
on.
Uh,
16 touchdowns, 1,084 yards last year.
it's a good ass
He was
season.
averaging 4.6 yards a carry. You know what that means? You will score if you hand him the ball on average. If you hand him the ball every single play, you will score every single drive.
Yeah, I mean, it gets a little
on
predictable,
average.
but yeah, all right, fine. If we abuse
His
mathematics,
career, 5 yards a carry. This was his worst year at 4.6 yards a carry. Before he was doing 5.5 yards a carry. Insane.
I'm just saying, Dalvin Cook, 24 years old. I think he deserves David Johnson money. If I'm the GM for a team, and if that is what the benchmark is set at, if I have that money at my disposal, I'm looking at Dalvin Cook, and I'm taking a very serious look at that for 13 million.
Fine.
I think Dalvin Cook is good enough to consider as a player that you can shape your offense around. If you don't have the best quarterback, or you have a quarterback
Just
who really needs a good running back to make his team work well, like somebody like Dak Prescott, for instance, comes to mind. Somebody who leans on
you
his
mean a
running back.
game manager?
I mean, these quarterbacks exist. These young
You mean
quarterbacks
Tom
also.
Brady?
Tom Brady's another one. I mean, these are these are quarterbacks who lean on their running backs to really make them shine. And Dalvin Cook is that type of back. He's a dynamic back. He can break off yards. He can take some pressure off your quarterback. I think for $13 million, if he were to settle for a David Johnson style contract, I think that's a good gain for any team that signs that.
Now, that seems expensive.
I mean, if you want
Because
that
if
first
Christian
tier
McCaffrey's
quarterback,
getting 16 million, how much is Derrick Henry getting?
I
Not
don't
that
know.
much. He about to get paid as
I don't.
long as he has another good year. Aaron Jones is about to get paid as long as he's be looking probably Christian McCaffrey money too. So like,
I mean, what happened
I
with
mean, if you're
Melvin
trying, if,
Gordon?
he fizzled out. I mean, he stayed with the Chargers, I think, but he fizzled out and didn't really. I think he took a huge pay cut from what he wanted. He wanted Gurley money, and Gurley didn't do a damn thing either.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon got a $16 million deal for 2 years, so $8 million.
And I think he wanted, you know,
He wanted
a
a
lot
lot
more,
more.
a
Yeah.
lot more. But I mean, this league is starting to shift back towards being a more run centric league. But you still your quarterback is still your guy. You still got to pay him. And with quarterback contracts starting to get up into the 30s, high into the 30s per year. Okay, add another 15, 16 on that. That's a good chunk of your salary cap gone to two players. Like I said about the Cowboys, their problem is they're going to try to pay Dak. They paid Amari Cooper. They paid Zeke. They're going to have no one else. How are you going to pay the other 50 guys?
It's a very good question.
You're not. And then you're not going to win because you got no one else. It's great that you paid, Dak and Zeke 40 million each or whatever stupid number it is.
Wait, they didn't pay Dak?
No, they didn't pay him. But whatever they're going to pay him, it's great. When you have an offensive line, you get trucked and hurt. Now Andy Dalton's taking the reins. Don't come crying to me.
All right. Well, that's a pretty
Cap management is a serious thing in the NFL, and the Packers are one of the best at it. So you can't be going and throwing 13 million at 16 million at running backs all day. Dalvin Cook is very good. I will say that.
I think Dalvin Cook gets paid. I don't see him not getting
But paid
paid.
how much? That team needs to rebuild their entire defense and their offense. And they're already sinking all that guaranteed money into Kirk Cousins like a bunch of morons.
30 million. 150 over 5 years. Crazy. Yeah. The Purple People Eaters, they got some work to do, but Dalvin Cook, I think it would be a mistake to let him walk out the door.
I'm not saying let him walk, but I'm also not saying shower him with gold.
I guess we're gonna find out. I'll be curious. I'd love to see what happens if he hits the free market. I'd be curious. I honestly I love watching him play football, but it would be all right with me if he wasn't in the NFC North. He'd make our lives a little bit easier.
Yeah.
That's I mean, I have nothing but goodwill towards Dalvin Cook. Super nice guy. He gives back to the community. He's super friendly when
But he's
they
a
talk
thorn
to
in
him.
our side.
But he is a hell of a football player, and he is in our division. So that's my only bone to pick. Otherwise, when he's playing against someone else, he's a damn good athlete.
Have at it. With that, everybody, we'll catch you next time, I guess.
That's
Hard segue.
hard segue. That's the gossip section.
Bye.